News Nation exclusive that could help catch that Pennsylvania prisoner, the escapee, on the run. First person to speak out who actually knows the escaped killer, Danelo Cavalcante. Put up his picture so people can remember, because he's got to be in that area in Pennsylvania. The subject of a massive manhunt in Pennsylvania, okay? So, Daniela Hernandez was friends with Deborah Brandau, Cavalcante's ex-girlfriend, whom he stabbed to death 38 times in 2021 in front of her two kids. Why? She threatened to expose that he had killed someone in Brazil. This is a bad guy, okay? Daniela Hernandez not only met Cavalcante several times, she considered herself a mother figure to the woman that he killed. Daniela joins us now. I'm very sorry for the loss of your friend, and I appreciate you trying to help us understand the man who did it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are you surprised that this guy was able to figure out how to climb a wall and escape a prison and stay away from authorities this long?
No, not really surprised. I think this guy grew up kind of in the woods, and I think actually he probably was surprised that he got out without being seen. But I was not surprised when I saw him climbing the wall like that.
Tell us about this guy and why you believe that the authorities are going to have a hard time.
I think he grew up in the woods, and I think that he probably can stay several days, as he is right now, probably hiding during the day and then walking at nighttime. I was surprised to see that he's been going for so long without being captured. I would think he would commit some mistakes earlier than this right now. But again,
but tell us why you think that. Tell us, Daniela, tell us in terms of what you know about how smart he is, how dangerous he can be, how violent he can be. What kind of person is this?
He was violent with Deborah. That's all I can say for, the relationship that they had. He did had some, two prior incidents of domestic violence against her. She had tried to file for a restraining order, but unfortunately didn't go through because on the hearing day, it snowed here in Pennsylvania, so she couldn't go to the court that day, and he got dismissed. But he was violent, and one of those days she came home because she was out with her sister, and he bit her lip, and she bled a lot and had to run to the neighbors. He tried to lock her up and everything. And then the second time, he actually grabbed a knife and said, "I'm going to kill you." And, she found out that he had another murder already in Brazil. And she tried to use that to protect herself more than anything. She was just trying to tell him, like, don't do anything to me because otherwise I'm going to go to the police. And he only used that against her at the point where the day he murdered her. He just said, if you rattle me, I will kill you. And he did.
Do you think
so he's dangerous?
Do you think that he will try to hurt any of the officers, or do you think he's someone who they may have to kill in order to capture?
I think that if he does have an opportunity to get a knife or something and someone is around that he can use as hostage, he will try to. And I do think that he may be very aggressive or dangerous if they pick him up the wrong way. And I would say that I wouldn't play with the not killing him or trying, to talk to him into getting out. I believe that he can be dangerous.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, And you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.